All right, we're back, my darlings. So for for some of you, there's a well-meaning man who's very concerned about a pregnancy or a new beginning. For some of you, there is pregnancy in the field, but you can have a grandpapa who's a little worried. For some of you, I'm getting it like someone's father. Someone's having a child and someone's worried. Someone could be worried about communicating about a new beginning with a father or a well-meaning man. For some of you, someone's really worried about a work contract. But there will be a closure of a signature. Something's going to surprise you for some. For some, there's a new man that you will be meeting that will be an ally to you in a situation when it comes to a work situation. For some of you, somebody is something about a repellent. Something about a repellent is coming in. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I do want to clarify this 8 of Spades for you. Physical, psychological states of dis-ease, being out of ease. Boom. When the 8 of Spades and the Jack of Spades come out together, for some of you, we did feel that. For some of you, there's some really wicked people involved in a situation. For some of you, when the 8 of Spades and the Jack of Spades come out together like this is voodoo. This is witchcraft, for those of you who know. These are people that are willing to put procedures in place to harm you or actually harm you. For some of you, this has to do with work and a lot of money. For some of you, someone is very, very well off. And there are people around this person. For some of you, there are certain people that may want to sign a contract with somebody. There's a well-meaning man in a situation, but for some, there's an issue in a work situation when it comes to a significant amount of money. For some, this is a gentleman who does not have your best interests in mind, who is angry. I told you for some there's a group of gentlemen who are angry about a situation. They're angry about paperwork. They're angry about a contract. You have to see these people not too far from where you live. And certainly it's all about the Benjamins. For some of you, someone's dealing with some ruthless people. Something about toothless people. Someone's missing a tooth. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But these people are not happy for some. They're not happy. They want their way in a situation. They want their money. Something about Channy. I'm seeing CHNNY. I'm seeing a Manning jersey. A Manning jersey. And there could be even a hospitalization of some. Being cautious for some. I was watching this thing yesterday. And in San Diego, I was watching this news clip. They found like a random body buried somewhere in San Diego. It's kind of creepy. But for some, you have to meet these people. For some of you, you have to go to the hospital. For some, somebody is like, for some, being cautious who you meet up with, because for some, if you do go to a bar or some type of situation, someone may envy you. Again, for some, it's like celebrating, like I see you like in a VIP, or I see somebody like, I'm seeing like champagnes, like, you know, when you order the champagne bottles and like the models bring out the champagne bottles and it's like someone's watching you, envious of you. For some of you, this is someone that you may not even really know, because I'm saying you don't even have a clue. And there's an older female involved in a situation. Certainly for some, I told you, for some of you, you deal with hit up girls. And you got success over this. For some of you, your mama could take care of you if something happens to you. Take what resonates, leave what done. Something about a dunce too. Like someone's an airhead. I don't know. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We're getting a few different energies, my lovies. Enemies and envy. Jesus, my lovies. It's like you're going out like to have a good time, and it's like people that are envious of you, but they don't really know you, but they want to set you up. That's how it's coming in. It's like fucking crazy. For a gentleman, or a gentleman is involved. For some, because of what you do for work, what you do for a living, like they envy your money. Somebody envies your money for some. It's like I'm seeing like a world-renowned DJ. Like someone could be a world-renowned or something like that. For some of you have a contract with a well-meaning man. You're signing a contract, or this is you as a well-meaning man. You're signing some type of contract for work. It's like you're gonna get like, I don't know, it's something about Lupe Fiasco is coming in. Someone is into music or artistry, or someone's an artist. But it's like you have a lot of envious people. And it's like gossip, everybody knows. Like it's like everybody's talking about you. Gossip, everybody knows. Everybody's talking about a situation. For some of you, what do we say about the pregnancy thing? Secret pregnancy. But okay, what I'm getting is a few different thing one and a thing two. For some, that twin energy has been present for you. Everybody knows about a secret pregnancy. For some, it's like people are trying to gossip and figure something out when it comes to what you're creating. For some, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For some, I'm getting it's like you're gonna drop bombs. Like you're gonna drop bombs on them. Like you're sandbagging your numbers. Like for some of you, it's like you don't really, you could be like well known or whatever, but it's like you keep your pregnancies to yourself, like your ideas, your projects, what you're working on, and only those that need to know. Others, they don't need to know. And so it gets people talking. It's like they want to like make up things about what you do. That's how it's coming in. For some, like it's like you have people wondering what you're doing. For some, there is a pregnancy and there's a father who's really worried about the baby you're about to have. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But for others, it's like your brothers too. Like they want to know. Like they want to know what you're up to. People want to know what you're doing. It's like you live a really exciting life, and a lot of people, unfortunately, they're too afraid. They don't have an imagination. And so it's like, and some people, they don't want that. They just want a little bit of a standing ovation, meaning like they're okay. For some of you have really cute like fans, or I don't like that word, but it's like they just want to see you do good. And for some of you, you have like genuine people supporting you. That's what's going in. This could be you in this energy. Take it how it resonates. It's like, I don't want to be Beyonce. I just want Beyonce to perform. My vagina's itchy. For some of you, it could have to do with like, I don't know. For some of you, being cautious. Being cautious. It's like you got a lot of room to grow, and like people hold space for you, even though for some of you have some foes, but you have enemies that you don't even really care about because they're not relevant. But you have a lot of people they're like, I don't care if I don't care. It's like whatever you stand for. It doesn't mean that you have to do something big. Because Spirit's saying it's whatever you do. I'm thirsty, my lovies. Your energy is like intense. For some, someone used to take a lot of ecstasy. Side note, I've never taken ecstasy, but when the feeling comes in, it feels a little like, woo, I feel a little woozy. And a liar. And something about lie detector. Someone has to take a lie detector test. Someone has to take a lie detector for something. Dehydration energy. It's like dehydration energy. Jesus, my lovies. Everybody wants to know what you're up to. It's like, not saying that it's because you ain't playing. It's like, even if you're like, I don't know. It's like, I'm getting like, for example, like, when I enjoyed so much being a manager at Verizon. I was so happy. One, because I always wanted to go work for Verizon, and I knew that I was going to, because it was what Spirit wanted me to do. And when I was there and I got to climb the corporate ladder, and a lot of people made it very difficult for me to promote, to the point where I had some managers later apologize. They said they apologized for trying to make it so difficult, for not believing in me. They're like, you are one of the best. Like I was like in my assistant manager role. They're like, you were one of the best assistant managers we've ever seen. Like in this area, no one's ever done it like you. For some of you, it's like something like that. It's like you could be the underdog. A lot of people didn't want to help you, didn't want to believe in you. That energy's been present. Like for some of you, you're about to have a come up of some sort. Like you're about to get your dream job. Like you want to be the best mechanic. You want to be the best, I don't know, something about the Tesla's coming in. Somebody wants to drive a Tesla. Or you have a Tesla for some. It's like you're going to do whatever, like a beggar. For some of you, a beggar. For some of you, a beggar. For some of you, a beggar is in the field. Spirit wants us to work with the alchemist. Like whatever you do, like you do it well. Like you do it well. Whatever you do it well. Like you've brought in some type of, again, because it's like the resistance, like people resisting the change, the different. And then they're like, wow, this is the best thing that's ever happened to us. Like someone's going to resist you, but it's like, this is actually the best thing that's ever happened to us. A shapeshifter, but for the right reasons. For some of you, a shapeshifter. That shapeshifting energy has been very present. It was present in the Leo energy, in the Leo energy reader. Some of you are an energy reader. We have a knight. Oh, guess what's peeking? Do you see what's peeking? Do you see what's peeking? I wanted the beggar to come out because the beggar confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival. You can survive in anything. Awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. I told you the beggar was present. The beggar, the angel, helping those in need with no expectation of return. How beautiful. A freaking seeker, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Even if you have to take a little bag with you and you just go out there, you do things differently. You do something so different. It's like, and then a knight, you have loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. I love it, my lovies. I love it. You have here a judge, a shapeshifter, an engineer, and a student. A judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Shapeshifter, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Engineer, ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. A student, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. For some of you, this is beautiful energy to be in. This is very deserving. It's like you have this ability to like, it's like think abstractly. Your imagination runs wild. It's like your inner child is on fire, but you're not. It's refined because the engineer refines processes, and it's a genie. It comes from the word genie. It's like you're a great alchemist. For some of you, it's like great alchemy. A rebel, you challenge authority to affect social change, reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. What am I saying here? Because there's a shift. There's a shift happening through the judge of character, through the judge, the shapeshifter, the shift. But you're navigating different levels of consciousness to introduce a new way of being, a new way of learning, a new way of thinking, a new way of being the student of life. This is beautiful, my lovies. This is beautiful. I love it. And it's like you're admired for that. Like, even people that may want to harm you. 5 of Pentacles, judge, balancing justice and compassion, the fair distribution of power. Five of Pentacles is all about, look at this. It's like people being left out. The fair distribution of power. You have these people in here hoarding all of this with their resources, their weapons, their procedures, and something about sin, something about Cindy. And then you have these people here outside watching them. And it's like there's enough for everybody's need, but not enough for everybody's greed. Especially if, again, the other day I heard some bullshit. Someone's like, oh, if you have to ask people for support, that's bad karma. What? So spirit should just put you on this planet by yourself. This is why we're all here. We're all in this together. The issue is not that there's not enough. Scarcity mentality. If you're hoarding things with weapons and alarms and we have and you can't have, the fair distribution of power. The beggars maintain the fair distribution of power, because it makes people question themselves. That's why you get the Black Lives Matter and shit like that, bullshit like that. But then you see them and the gentrification of areas, and how the fuck do people ignore that? It's I don't know, something's coming in is really interesting. And the world, because we are all one. The world, literally everyone together on this planet. Managing the fair distribution of power through your judgment. Don't judge me. Judge. Spirit is saying if your judgment is correct, Spirit will let you know. Judge the fair distribution of power. For some of you, it could be an activist, or activism is in your field. Guess what comes out? Guess what comes out? Spirits, guess what comes out? I love you, my loves. Ace of Pentacles. A new financial seed, and it's like, it's not even about finances, a new seed that has been planted that can have people develop material energies in a different way. Judgment. And an 8 of Swords, a mental prison, an engineer, ability to give creative energy. For some, there could have been a lapse in judgment, or a mental trap, or feeling stuck in a situation, and you're going for some type of a renewal, because now you know, it's like, and I'm getting, again, with the 5 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, it's all about sharing and distributing. For some of you, distributive knowledge. For some of you, you could be distributing something that's going to, Spirit saying you need to get out of your mental prison. For some, it's like there's something that you can share, and it's like it's a pregnancy. It's something that can give birth to a new way of life, to a new way of being, even a new way of existing. It's like these processes that someone's putting into place, or a group, because this is an energy, it's a frequency, and it taps different people. It's like the Matrix, where you have Agent Smiths that could be tapped into the system. You have also other people that can be activated into their neo-consciousness, meaning the neocortex, using the higher levels of thinking of their brain to receive downloads, to move through different levels of the brain. You go from your reptilian brain, which is all about survival, very cold, calculating, everything about me, even setting up procedures to make everything about individuality, to something that is more collective, more holistic. This is how it's coming in, my lovey. Some stuff is crazy. This is big energy. And it's like, it's not just about one tribe, one skin color. It's like, if you're tapped into the earth consciousness, that's how it's coming in. Because it's about a collaboration, about a community. It's not just about one person. This individualistic society. My God, these are like amazing downloads. The Princess of Cups, the innocence of love, of friendship. 3 of Pentacles, of community, of collaborations. For some of you, being on stage or recognized for something. I'm telling you, for shifting communities. It's not just about one way of one group or interacting with one frequency. It's like a global community of something. The world again. I wanted to take them up again because I was looking for it earlier. 8 of Cups, walking away from things. But this 8 of Cups is different. Because you see how she's on her balcony with this 8 of Cups? She's on her balcony studying the stars. It's like, and these look like beats. These look like beats to me. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Like earlier, what did we say? Having to walk away from certain things you were studying, certain belief systems, certain institutions, to study my God, to study my God, to study my God, to study God. Like in experience, to experience God. You're walking away from an institution, a building, a structure. You see how she's like taking a leap of faith into the balcony? This reminds me of an astral projection I had in 2012. I astral projected out of my window and I went into the moon, and Spirit's like, you can go to the moon. And I'm like, I was nervous to go all the way to the moon. It's like experiencing experience, walking away from structures that no longer serve you,